Hey everyone, thank you so much for your interest in wanting to see a stretching video. So to get a board ready for an 8-inch by 8-inch painting, I start with a 10-inch by 10-inch paper and I mark two borders on all four sides. Each border is half-inch wide. The outer one is for sticking the paper tape. The inner one is for masking tape. So I start by measuring the paper tape. I cut it slightly longer than the side of the paper. I just get them ready so it doesn't get messy when there is water. Now to start spraying, I use my spray bottle and generously spray on both the sides. Use a clean, soft, flat brush and spread the water around, add more water. The idea is to wet the paper fibers as thoroughly as possible on both the sides. I repeat this process 3 to 4 times on each side. The bulge you see there is air bubble. At this stage, it doesn't matter, but when we are finally taping it down, we have to make sure there's no air bubble. Once the paper is soaked, I just let the excess water drip and then place it on the gator board carefully, making sure there's no air bubble. I use a brush to move the bubbles around. You can use a sponge also. Now time for taping it. I wet the glossy side of the paper tape and carefully put it on the outermost border, taping the paper to the board. Be very careful with the gum because if you touch the painting area with that, it'll work like masking fluid, So the board is ready, leave it to dry flat. I usually leave it overnight and then I put a masking tape on the inner border just to get a clean white border all around my painting. This is how I make most of my paintings. This particular piece has 4 to 6 layers of watery wash and you can see it's completely flat. This is how I remove the painting from the gator board. Start by taking the masking tape off. Use an X-Acto knife or any sharp knife. Just run it by the area where the paper ends. Don't press too hard because you don't want to damage the gator board. Be gentle. Using a ruler is a great idea. It helps guide your movement. Gently remove the paper. And then we have to cut the outer border which still has the paper tape stuck onto it. You're left with a neat white border all around your painting and the painting is totally flat. I also want to show another way people wet the paper. They soak it in a bucket or a tub or a bin, and depending on the weight of the paper, you have to soak it for X amount of time. Sometimes it's 2 minutes, sometimes it's 4 minutes, and then you let the water drip, and you can tape it down the same way or you can even staple it. I'm not a big fan of this method because for big sizes it's difficult. And now to remove the paper tape from the gator board, I just wet it, leave it for 10 minutes, and the tape just peels off. If there is any glue left over, you can wipe it.